How's it going, guys? It's Richard, and this is my first in quite a while that I've done a player imports diary video. Now the reason is that they were getting kind of boring. I wasn't really enjoying making them because player imports was just such a slow process that and personally I wouldn't really enjoy watching them that much. I found that they maybe weren't that exciting, but I just thought I'd do a really quick update just to show what's going on. Now at the moment you can see my resources. I've moved on to the fourth area, I think it is, yeah, the fourth area where you get cherry wood. And that's I've been finding it a lot easier than the previous regions. It's not too much more difficult in terms of void requirements than the black slate region, which was the skull region. And yeah, personally I've just found that it's been pretty reasonably easy. I haven't been failing very many missions at all. And I've been getting this cherry wood resource, which has been coming in pretty thick and fast as well. And I've managed to recruit myself quite a few of the new recruits. I've got myself the the crow's nest sniper. I've got 3 of those now. I got the other one, so I think it's called a card shop. Yeah, 2 of the card shops. I've got them up there because that's an easy voyage, and they're just leveling up. And I also bought myself the cherry wood golem. I've never really sort of valued the cherry wood, the golems in general, really before, because I looked at them and I thought, wow, their stats aren't that good, because when you level up by 10%, accumulatively over time, that means that the stats aren't going to be that great. But then I looked at it again and realised that when you level up, the 10% is based on the base stats. So when it levels up, it actually is better in terms of overall stats than your sort of the standard crewman for that area. So they're actually pretty good. So if you've got them available, you might want to recruit the golems. And also what's the third one? The cartographer, I think it is, yeah. And I've been sort of recruiting those. They're really good. The stats go up so quickly and you get really good stats. And I find that, yeah, it's generally just really quick to level up in this area. So that's that. Also, when I upgraded a few of my buildings, so if we just look up the buildings that I upgraded the bar so that I get a little bit more of a bonus for attracting stuff. I upgraded the office, so I've got my 3 slots now for my ships, which is it's unbelievably useful to have that extra slot. I haven't bothered with the workshop. People say that it's really useful because it's got a bank and everything, but I just thought, well, it's not really that worthwhile at the moment because I haven't got enough of the resources, so I didn't really bother. I raided the lodgings and kept the shipwright, and obviously always keeping up my warehouse up to date. In terms of the trade goods that I have got, you can see that I've got myself the ancient bones. Although I'm not really aiming to get any of the scrimshaws at the moment because I'd much rather get the armor. If we look at my port management, I've got all of the sea singer, but I haven't really been doing any of the scroll voyages at all because to be honest, I don't really feel the need to. Once I get the adventurers coming in, like later on, it will only take like a matter of a few days to get all the scroll pieces anyway, so I didn't really bother. And instead I've been focusing on the storyline because I read somewhere on the RuneScape forums that when you get the end of the storylines, which I'm getting quite close towards, I've got up to the 4th mission in each of the storylines. I've heard that at the end of them you get quite a nice hefty reward, and I'm hoping that you get something like maybe a whole lot of resources, like maybe from the occultist, that you get a nice like lump of chi globes, which would be awesome because I could just straight off make the sea singer stuff. And I'm still unsure whether or not to keep the armor for myself or just make like this absolutely outrageous amount of profit because none have been sold on the Grand Exchange yet. But I mean, obviously it's going to be quite a while before I can make them. But I can imagine they're going to be selling for like $500 million or something. I mean, they got a 200 mil mid price at the moment, but it'll be interesting to see how much they do actually end going for. I mean, if you want to say like if you've seen any of them traded on World 2, I've heard a few people have been glitching player imports and have been making a fair amount of money, which is a bit of a shame that some people are doing that, but it's pretty awesome. Also, just to mention, I've upgraded my ships a little bit. You can't see them at the moment because all my ships are out at the moment, so that's a bit of a shame. But yeah, so I've got all of the deck items for this area and gaining my resources pretty quickly actually, so I can get the new ones. Also, the captain's log is something it will show me how many upgrades I've got. Yeah, so yeah, you can see how many like port upgrades and stuff you've done. And I saw some pretty interesting statistics, like exactly how many voyages you'll need to do to progress to the next area. And I think in this area, I need at least 157 voyages from this area to go to the next area, which means that's, I mean, let's say with the 15 voyages a day, which I for sure won't meet because every 4 hours 3 ships, that's 12. I suppose I could make it. It will be entirely possible that I do make all of the voyages in a day, but it's extremely unlikely. So I mean, it's going to be a good, like, I'd say 2 weeks maybe between like a week and a half and 2 weeks if I was doing it every single voyage I could possibly send out. So also on top of that, I do the storyline voyages, which mean that don't get you any distance travelled, which I don't know, I'm not sure if I agree with that or not, but it seems a bit dumb. Anyway, just quick update on my ports. I haven't bothered naming them. I got these really crappy names. I don't know why I called them that, but well. And yeah, so that's my player imports update video. Maybe I'll do when I get to the next area, which is the jade area and the stainless steel, and then we can see how close we are getting to making some pretty awesome items. I'm hoping you can make a fair amount of money out of this stuff. So thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon.